Good afternoon. I hope everyone had a feeling lunch break. Perhaps to energize us in an engaging discussion, may I call our partner from UP Open University, the coordinator for internationalization, Ms. Margaret Hermine Suarez, to enlighten us with UPOU's current internationalization efforts.
Hello, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. And I hope you had a good lunch. Did you? Yes, say yes. All right. Okay. Ooh, okay, hold on. Sorry, ang kulit. All right. So, uh, again, good day everyone. And today I am very excited to share with you the UPOU initiatives in terms of virtual internationalization. I am Margaret Hermine Suarez. I am the PDA or the Program Development Associate of the UP Open University. For now po, wala pang office na sarili ang internationalization. So it's lodged under the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. And I am in charge of all the institutional linkage. That's including po the local and the international. So this presentation, we will look at how digital technology is transforming higher education by creating global connections and opportunities for our UPOU stakeholders. So, I will just have to define what virtual internationalization is. It's like preaching to the choir. Nakakahiya naman kasi the UPOU system oil, they know this already, but just to have a leveling off of what virtual internationalization is, I'll have just parang a few slides lang on this. So it systematizes the use of digital technology in internationalization, specifically for higher education. Also, this includes key concepts such as virtual mobility. It uses an umbrella term for virtual forms like studying abroad, exchange, field trips, and other expert mobilities. Also, virtual exchange or collaborative online international learning. We'll have a few examples of this later. And also the virtual study abroad or collaborative online exchanges. So there are other virtual international initiatives that we included in this presentation, and we shall be enumerating this in the succeeding slides. And also examples will be shown later. Okay. Virtual internationalization also involves internationalization of management, academic staff, digital technology and student mobility, partnerships, and collaboration. Moreover, it systematically integrates online and distance education, bringing fully online study programs into focus. So, all right, there's just a section here of from Brune of 2017 based on Knight of 2003. All right, so it says virtual internationalization at the national sector and institutional levels is defined as the process of introducing an international, intercultural, or global dimension into the delivery, purpose, or functions of higher education with the help of ICT. So ito na po yung mga examples natin from UPOU. All right? Yeah. So we have online seminars and webinars with global experts. So UPOU often holds online seminar and webinars featuring experts and academics from our international partner institutions. These events allow students and faculty to learn from and engage with international scholars on multidisciplinary topics. So we have here, I just put several examples in the interest of time. So we are partners. We are partner with University Sains Malaysia. So this is with their School of Distance Education. UPOU was tapped as speakers to these webinars, and these webinars were made available for both the university's stakeholders. And I think in the coming months, we shall be busy with them once again, because we shall co-organize the 2025 International ODL Research Conference with the University Sains Malaysia. So, all right, for UPOU Fed, we organized a workshop on inclusive practices and technologies for online education with Lancaster University. Here with us, this is via Zoom, is Dr. Don Pase, Dr. Sue Cranmer, and Dr. Rebecca Marsden, who shared their experience on digital accessibility and social and emotional engagement and online activities for learners. They also hold research colloquia for their students around the globe. So with the 20th anniversary celebration of the UP Open University, the Masters of Public Management program, back in February 2023, the UPOU Faculty of Management and Development Studies organized a webinar focusing on best practices and global trends on voluntary sector management, featuring several international academicians. Okay. Okay. So the eAsia Europe Meeting Network 1 and UPOU presented an international webinar on the future of learning in higher education. So Ma'am Mel was tapped here to give a message, and other global academics gave keynote speaking engagements. Okay. We also have international virtual conferences. We always seek the assistance of UPOU System Oil in hosting this conference, international conference. We always tap the hosting grant, and we are very thankful that they always give us the assistance that we need. So maraming salamat po on that. And okay, UPOU organizes and participates in virtual conferences that bring participants from around the world. These conferences provide a platform for knowledge sharing, networking, and collaborative research and on the global scale. So an example of which was last year. Okay. So last year we held the very ambitious, but I think it was also very successful, the International Tri-Conference, wherein there were three conferences that were ongoing simultaneously. So for ICODEL, the International Conference on Open and Distance E-Learning is an biannual event organized by UP Open University. This conference serves as a platform for educators, researchers, policymakers, and practitioners worldwide to discuss developments and challenges and other best practices in ODEL. All right. So, okay. We also had ISEC, the International Symposium on Education and AI Convergence. This event was also organized by UPOU, and it brings together educators and researchers and policymakers to discuss naman the latest advancement in AI and other technologies. So for Ashanale, it is a composite of activities that showcases the creative and research works of higher education students and faculty from the ASEAN, top 10 ASEAN member countries. Okay, next. So this was a conference where it was done online or in hybrid mode. Some of the participants are here in the CCTL, and a lot are participants also from the Zoom. As shown here in our the in-house plenary speaker was Professor Carlos Delgado Cruz, a professor from the University Carlos de Madrid, who talked about the massive open online courses and micro-credentials. We also have joint research and virtual academic collaboration. So our faculty and researchers collaborate on research projects with international colleagues. These research projects were conducted online, facilitating global partnership and sharing of diverse perspectives. An example of which is the OU5 Research Summit that features the active participation of 5 prominent open universities from the Southeast Asia, namely us, UP Open University, Universitas Terbuka, Sukhothai Tamatirat Open University, Hanoi Open University, and Open University Malaysia. Okay, so this international collaborative research initiative commenced way back in 2009, and since then it has yielded significant outcomes, including the publication of technical works or articles in reputable academic journals. Okay, these achievements underscore the shared dedication of these institutions to advancing knowledge and fostering international academic cooperation. So here, we also engage in COIL, or we have collaborative online international learning, or COIL initiative, led by the Faculty of Information and Communication Studies alongside the immersive open pedagogies program through the auspices of Assistant Professor Roberto Figueroa. So COIL is an innovative educational approach that connects students and faculty from institutions across different countries to engage in shared cross-cultural learning experiences. It also leverages online platforms to facilitate joint coursework, discussions, and projects, fostering global collaboration and intercultural competence without the need of physical travel. Okay. So last year or 2 years ago in 2022, UPOU joined the Trans-Pacific COIL project of Tufts, International Christian University, and Ioma Gakin University and UC Irvine. It fostered intercultural learning through virtual environments. In 2023 or last year, UPOU continued with a new COIL initiative involving Toyo University, Tufts, Suda University, and UCI, resulting in a journal article on metaverse learning, and a conference paper in ICOME 2024. So this year, the Trans-Pacific Bridge Program expands these efforts with new COIL opportunities and student exchanges, including UP students attending classes at Tufts in spring 2025. So with additional support from the Japanese government through JASO. The program also offers travel opportunities to Seoul National University, providing students with rich international experiences. I think we have one UPOU student who is currently applying for this program via the Move Up program. And I hope we can all support her. I'm sure we will all support her. Okay. UPOU is also working on a new initiative with Chulalongkorn University and Duta Wakana Christian University, and other universities in the EU. Together, we are building a collaborative metaverse platform under the Metaverse Academic Nexus for Global Opportunities, or MANGOS framework. This platform aims to provide a virtual academic space for collaborative learning, research, and innovation. And additionally, UPOU and UP Cebu students from the ISTAR Lab, or the Immersive Spatial Technologies and Realities Lab, are actively participating in an online mentoring program hosted through the Japan Association for Language Learning's Mixed augmented and virtual, hold on, mix virtual realities. Ayan, big words. Okay, hold on. Okay, next. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, and another program that we are actively engaged in is the University of the Philippines Venture for International and Transformative Academia, or the UP Vinta. So the UP Vinta project, it stands for the Ventures for International and Transformative Academia, which aims to facilitate seamless cross-border educational opportunities and promote global collaboration. And as one of UP System's key projects under the flagship program of ODEL for National and Global Reach, the UP Vinta project underscores the university's commitment for transnational and global education through strategic partnership. This is also very much assisted by the UP System Oil Office. And we are also very thankful for your assistance po for this. They are our partner po dito sa program na ito. Okay, so uh, program's diplomatic introductions were held in the United Arab Emirates, in Taiwan, Japan, Thailand, Hong Kong, and in this coming October 27 in Singapore. And I think we will have to push through with the last leg, which is in Qatar, hopefully on November or in the second week of December. Okay. So what are our UPOU future plans for virtual internationalization? So we would like to expand the COIL initiative, wherein students and faculty can collaborate with international partners, of course. And then we would also like to build partnerships with universities across the ASEAN region and develop more global partnership and virtual exchange programs. We would also like to organize more international virtual conferences. Definitely, we will be doing this because by next year, we will be having our ICODEL or the TRICON again in time for our 30th anniversary. And then we would like to focus on micro-credentials and OERs because that is one of the flagship programs of MAMEL. So we would like to focus on that. And then we would also like to strengthen the AI and technology integration. So by emphasizing virtual internationalization, UPOU aims to create a more interconnected academic community that transcends geographical boundaries. And with that, I would like to thank you for listening and see you later po. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Meg, for that fruitful discussion on UPOU's virtual internationalization. To extend and deepen the conversation further, may we call on our partner from UP Los Baños, the Director of the Office of International Linkages, Dr. Ana Floresca Firmalin.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know it's time to sleep, so I'll try to keep it lively to try to wake you up. But okay. So what I'm going to be presenting to you very briefly are the initiatives in internationalization of UPLB, and particularly the UPLB Office of International Linkages. So as you'll see on screen there, you have our website address or URL. It's at international.uplb.edu.ph. If you go to the UPLB website, you can reach this through the linkage link on the UPLB website. So, there you go. Okay, there. All right. So let me just start with saying that while we are supportive of all UP system level partnerships, and we are enabled with those partnerships. UPLB has on its own, as of the moment, 103 active partnerships with our foreign or international partners. And you will see our partnership map on the website. And this is the distribution. Mostly our partners, of course, would be within the ASEAN region. Now, in terms of international staff and students, in or on average, looking at this timeline from 2016, please remember that 2020 and 2022 were not good years for internationalization, although we did have virtual partnerships and activities during that time. On average, we have about 45 international faculty members who are appointed to the university per year, while we have 176 international students per semester. And that includes the full degree, residential students, as well as the short-term inbound exchange students. So we usually have more students going out, about 20 per semester, than we have coming in, which is on average 15 per semester. In terms of our regular exchange programs that go beyond the exchange programs offered through the UP system or administered through the UP system, UPLB on its own has regular student exchanges with these universities. While, right now in this semester, we have 12 master students coming from Hunan Agricultural University, China, who are in UP Los Baños for 1 year to do their research. That is actually a continuing partnership. This is the only time that we've had mobility from them. For Kasetsart University, provides full scholarships to students coming from UPLB who apply to their student exchange program. For Nagasaki University, this is more of an inbound exchange for us. So Nagasaki University sends groups of their students to UPLB to do their industry immersion. And for UBC, we've had several UPLB students go to UBC through the ASEAN Seed Grant that is administered by the UP system oil. For our staff, right now, we currently have an Erasmus KA171 staff mobility project with the Estonian University of Life Sciences that will see exchanges of staff between UPLB and the EULS. But I was just informed like an hour ago, I think we also have an Erasmus KA171 mobility grant with a university from the Slovak Republic. So ito po yung sinasabi kanina nila that we have in UPLB Erasmus mobility opportunities. However, these are usually things that are coordinated by staff and not the oil. So pag naglumapit lang po sa amin yung unit saying that, there are European universities who would like to partner on Erasmus mobility grants, then we provide assistance when needed. Now, in terms of other initiatives, currently, we do have ongoing transnational higher education initiatives with different university partners. So ongoing po yung dual PhD by research with the University of Reading. We have 5 PhD students still working on that. We have a dual PhD by research with the University of Montpellier in France. And we've had 1 student graduated from that program. The dual PhD by research with the Curtin University in Australia has an approved program. However, we are still to finalize an MOA with Curtin University so that we can implement the program, which is mainly focused on business and management studies. Also, currently, the graduate school is undertaking a postgraduate micro-credentials for food security and climate change project with the Circa University Consortium members through an Erasmus grant. Now, also in the pipeline, we are still in discussions to finalizing the dual PhD with the University of Liverpool that will be focused on One Health, as well as the dual PhD with the Osaka University, Japan, that is to focus on biotechnology and microbiology. Now, Previously, though, just so that you're aware that we've had already, how do you say this, collaborative activities with the Circle University Consortium members on a Master of Science in Food Security and Climate Change. The program is still going through the process of approval, but once that is approved, students of the program can move from one university to another, just like an Erasmus mobility arrangement. And then we did do the P4R3 project with the University of Liverpool, and that is what led to the student handbook and mentoring guide for the graduate school, which is still being used now. Previously, the KA 107 Staff Mobility Project with the University of Reading saw 5 faculty members from UPLB go to Reading and 5 faculty members from Reading coming to UPLB. And then just recently, we concluded the Transformative Academic Practice for Higher Education in the Philippines project, or TAPHEP project, again with the University of Liverpool, where we were awarded a collaborative award for teaching excellence by Advanced HE in the UK based on that collaboration. And we intend to further that initiative with an extension of that project. Basically, the project is about improving teaching quality in higher education. Kasi wala po tayong mga education programs for higher ed teachers. So that's what that project wants to do. Now, for mobility from UPLB, this is the support that we have. Hindi ko na po i-discuss yung UP system administered grants. This is specific to UPLB. So for faculty members, we have the Academic Development Fund. It can cover cost of oral presentation in national and international conferences, attendance to specialized training programs abroad, and thesis or dissertation support. For reps, research and extension and professional staff, we also have a similar grant from the Reps Development Fund. And then there is a revisiting researcher program that allows for the appointment of visiting researchers, visiting scientists, and visiting research students who want to come to UPLB. Wala pong financial support yan, but we do support use of resources and facilities of the university. Sasabihin po ng mga estudyante, bakit wala po sa students? In the process po right now, and I'm not promising anything, we are proposing to the UPLB administration some support for student mobility, not particularly for exchange programs, but say for instance, yung mga competitions and leadership trainings, but it's still in the process of getting approval. Just know that we have heard you and we are trying our best to provide that support. Okay, now, also, for our exchange students, know that we do have inbound exchange student onboarding. We've implemented that this semester just so that our inbound exchange students know what to do and expect when they're in the university, and also the onboarding for outbound students. And we have this usually with the help of the Learning Resource Center of the Office of the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, and we in collaboration with the Society of Exchange Students in UPLB. And this is basically to let our students know what they should expect when they go out. Also, we are now in the process of providing templates for study abroad programs. This is where UPLB, hosts partners or students and staff from our partner universities. Now, just some final notes. For UP system administered grants, please be reminded for those who are applying that all applications to UP administered grants should be countersigned, endorsed by your unit IRO, and all filled out applications come through OIL before submission to the UP system. Also, I just like to remind everybody why we do internationalization. This is about better student experience and our staff capacity, global citizenship. The reason why we like our students going out is because we hope that they would develop independence, self-reliance, intercultural fluency, and diplomacy skills. And of course, we like our long-term partnerships with our partner institutions. So just so you know who to contact within your colleges, this is the list of the current, bakit nawala si Seyat? Ay, gumalaw, sorry. Okay po, sorry. Si Dia Noel Velasco po ang IRO for SEM. Bago po kasi siya. And Manolito Ibambase Jr., Dr. Bambase is the IRO for SEAT. So kung meron po kayong question, sila po yung pwede ninyong lapitan. And then at the office, for any concerns on student mobility, partnerships, or visits and other internationalization activities, you can talk to Denise, Christian, or Nikki. And at the office, this is our administrative support and our contact details. Thank you very much. Nagmadali ako.
Thank you very much. All right. I'm sure you all have questions you would like to ask our partners. Okay. I will now be starting the questions first. For our first question, UPOU has facilities such as the academic residences that are suitable for inbound exchange. Does UPLB and UP Diliman have facilities for potential inbound activities?
Tama sagot dun. Yes. No, we do. For inbound exchange students, we usually have them either at the Abdullah F. Season Hall, or if there are available rooms within our student dormitories, that's where we house our international exchange students. Hopefully, once mas fully furnished na yung sa graduate school na residences, then that they may also be able to host particular international staff visitors.
So I think I will have to answer for UP Diliman. So I will try my best. I think right now the international inbound students stay in Acacia, but recently they have opened the international center. So I think this particular center can actually house 240 international students at a time. So it's actually a good dormitory for international students in UP Diliman.
Thank you very much po. For UPOU naman po, we have academic residences.
It's very
Um,
nice, by the way.
For our next question, will UPCUs plan to provide financial assistance separate from UP system FAs?
I think I answered that question for UPLB. Right now, for students, we don't have a separate funding assistance for internationalization activities. We're still in the process of getting something approved. We were able to have a budget approved before for student mobilities. However, because of with the lack of guidelines, we couldn't implement it. So right now, that's where we are trying to put in the guidelines so that we can cover expenses, say, related to short-term trainings, as well as, say, presentations and conferences, as well as competitions that the students participate in. Pero
Um,
no promises pa po, ha?
May I add to that question? Ma'am Anna, if you don't mind, how much do you normally provide for these different activities? Just so we know and we can somehow, benchmark. Actually, there has been a lot of requests for undergraduate students to participate in international conferences.
Actually, in the guidelines that we've drafted, we're actually following the expense categories of the system grants. So, but basically, it's just so that we have guidelines that will cover certain activities, and then the guidelines on how applications will be accepted as well as evaluated.
So full support naman. Oh, that's
Parang
really good.
Yun po, ma'am, yung dinadraft namin. I think we're running into problems lang kasi in terms of the accountability for the funds. Kasi hindi naman po natin pwedeng ibigay yung funds directly to the students. So ayun, I think one of the ways that we're looking at is for them to have faculty or staff guarantors for
I think this is really good foresight for you and Chancey Dong, because at the system level, VP is actually thinking of downloading the funds to the CUs. So if you already have this mechanism, I think you will be one of those CUs who will be ready to accept the funds.
Hello. And hello. Yeah. Yeah, for UPOU, we currently do not have mechanisms for student mobility, for funding for student mobility. But by next year, currently we are in talks with, we are planning to be in talks with our alumni group and tap their kindness, if they can, their generosity, if they can sponsor students. And it's in the pipeline na po by next year. So that's one. And we're waiting for your guidelines para we can
I think it's
we
a
can
brilliant
adapt.
plan. We should do it at
Yes,
the
because
system too.
big sister
I think
namin ang
it's
UPLB. We usually look up to UPLB whenever I need assistance. I call Direk Ana. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much po. We have another question po. I am an undergraduate student interested to participate in student exchange, but I am scared that I might get delayed and that my units will not be credited. What can you advise us to ensure an almost 100% credit transfer?
Ma'am Ana is very good with this. Go ahead, Ma'am Ana.
Hindi pa, okay. Kaya po, a couple of years ago, UPLB had guidelines for an international mobility track for UPLB programs approved by the Presidential Advisory Council, basically approved by the President, wherein we defined what we refer to as allied courses. This is our enabling mechanism so that, especially for programs that do not have electives in their curricula, that they will be able to credit courses that we don't have in the university. Basically, our explanation is if, say, for instance, a specialization course that a student takes in a partner institution closely aligns with the learning outcomes of their program, it can be considered for crediting to their program. Ang ibig sabihin, hindi na po kayo kukuha ng isang specialization course in UPLB because you've already taken one in a partner institution. And I think it has been very enabling. I always like to cite the example of the forestry program. They have students going to, say, Mendel and other partner institutions, and their students have had 18 units equivalent credited in one semester. So I think it's really a matter of a student talking to their supervisors or to their advisors and to really figure out what courses you can take in the partner institution. When there is some confusion in relation to the crediting, we're always open at OIL to explain. So you can go to your unit IRO or directly to OIL so that we can help you also in explaining, I guess, to your supervisor or advisor if there is any confusion there. So yun po yung enabling for us.
Yeah, just to add a little bit to what Ma'am Ana said, we actually have a BOR approved Asian credit transfer system. So you can actually use this to have the courses you've taken abroad credited into your own program. So it's not properly disseminated, I think. So a lot of people are concerned on how to credit courses taken abroad, but we do have a mechanism to do that. So, halika na. Go.
Hello. Sorry. Yeah, for UPOU, you have to talk to your program chair, because the program chair, at the end of the day, your program chair will approve or disapprove your transfer of credits. So it will depend on the program chair, on the faculty office. So you have to what do you call this? If you have the plan of study, you have to complete that. And if you have to, and if you would like to apply for move up, you have to have that plan of study and duly approved by your program chair.
Thank you very much po. Do we have any questions from our online participants? How about from our on-site participants po? You may raise your hand and we will get it.
Pwede ako. I have
Okay.
a question for Ma'am Meg. Ma'am Meg, so you mentioned that you actually want to do a lot of COIL in UPOU. So I also think that COIL is an easy breezy way to actually produce or breed, nurture global citizens. Also students who are or graduates who are going to be technically savvy. So I think that's the fastest way to do it. So what are the things that you will need in terms of support from the system if you were to, expand your COIL program?
More more faculty. No, hindi na. May
Pera,
faculty
pwede naman.
items na baka
Ah,
um
okay.
yeah, there are actually with the COIL initiatives of the UP Open University, we have our faculties who are very interested, such as Associate Professor Roberto Figueroa. I think it would depend also on the program if they're open to having COIL in their courses. But of course, from the UP system, uh, fund, yan naman ako sabihin, funding, yeah, assistance for events and for exchange if there will be a like face-to-face exchange already. I think that would be ano po. That's it, ma'am. Funding assistance and contacts of partners and more network po.
I'm giving Ian clues on the next programs that he will have to come up with. Yes, ma'am talaga. Okay.
Are there any
Thank you.
more questions po from our audience? Yes.
For general knowledge lang po kay Ma'am Meg po, you talked about virtual exchanges po. Would this be open po to other CUs then, not just UPOU?
I think yes. Oo, I think this would be open. Yeah, just they need to cross enroll from other CUs also. I think that's the right protocol. Oh.
Thank you po.
Okay, so I can add to that. So the oil system actually has a UP virtual internalization program. We provide funding support for student exchange, participation in international conferences, hosting international conferences in the department or college, as well as visiting experts who can provide presentations virtually or lectures virtually. And this program is available to all the CUs. Oh.
Thank you po. So, sorry po, add ko lang po. So, yung virtual exchanges po, they can also apply for move up din po?
Oh, it's like a move up program, but the
Oh.
support is different. So of course you don't get support for travel and all these things, but you get support for device, internet. What else, Ian? Registration fees, or program fees. And then yeah, you get different types of support for these types of programs. And then also you don't need to cross-register. That's the beauty of virtual internationalization program. You can keep going with your classes wherever your campus is, and then still take the classes from abroad. It just depends on how you actually lay out your schedule for the semester.
Thank you po.
Ma'am,
Welcome.
yeah, just to clarify, I think his question was because he's a UPLB student. Tama? OU ka. And if you're gonna do, yeah, if you're going to enroll in a course in another CU, then he will need to cross enroll in that CU, if even if it's part of the virtual exchange.
I'm sorry. So is it between CUs or is it going to
Yeah.
be another a university abroad?
Oh,
Okay.
other CUs po going to the virtual
Yun.
exchange po.
Iba yan. Oo. That's not under our UP VIP. This has to be with an international partner.
Thank you po.
Any more questions po from our... Yes.
Hello again. I think this is more of a personal question because I am a student of from the College of Economics and Management in UPLB, and personally, I haven't been hearing much about some people who are going in exchange opportunity. So if I may just ask, like, which host country would be more would be ideal for uh for a student from SEM that in terms of like having courses credited.
Baka hindi nyo lang friends yung umalis. Kasi meron ngayon from si Gail Parco is in, ay, naku, wala si ano eh. If I'm not mistaken, she's in Korea right now. I think any of our partner universities is a possible host institution for any college in the in UPLB. Previously, students from human ecology did not participate much. Now that their IRO is very active in recruiting, we now have 5 students from Che going to Mendel University in Brno in January. So I think it's just a matter of exploring in any of the partners because because of the guidelines that we have now, it is easier to identify courses. I think the only advice kasi I can give, whether you're from SEM or any other college, don't look at the foundation courses in those universities. You look at specialization courses in our in our partner institutions that align with your course or your program. Kasi it's easier for the faculty members in UPLB to consider specialization courses rather than have you take foundational courses outside. So, yun lang po.
I'd agree with Ma'am Ana. Your program first, and then the next one would be your interest. Do you actually want to go to that country? Does it excite you? That's very important.
Alright, thank you very much po. And po. Nana po. Alright, thank you very much po to our panelists and to our participants. We had another fruitful discussion. To express our gratitude to our dear international relations officers, allow me to award the certificates which reads, this certificate of appreciation is awarded to Assistant Prof. Ana Floreca F. Firmalino and Miss Margaret Hermine Suarez for sharing their time and expertise as a speaker at the Halika 2024 Roadshow, given this 15th of October 2024, CCDL Auditorium, UP Open University, Los Baños, Laguna, Philippines. Thank you, dear UPIROs. Indeed, internationalization has now evolved into a phenomenon that we can experience even at home. Calling on via Zoom, a close friend of the university, Ms. Ramya Srinivasan, Senior Customer Success Director, to share with us how Coursera can make IZN a reality.
Hi, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for this opportunity to come and share what I see at Coursera as part of our partnership with the University of Philippines Oil Program. Can I just confirm that you are able to hear me clearly? So today I'm going to talk about how you can internationalize your university learning with Coursera. Please note that Coursera is already an active partner with Office of International Linkages through Ma'am Aimee and Ian's efforts. You must have already engaged with some of the Coursera programs. Some of you may have seen it, but for those of you who haven't as well, in today's conversation and presentation, I am going to be talking about how this can benefit you. But before I can present it myself, here is what University of Philippines students themselves are saying. And here is a sample testimonial. There's a master's student from UP Visayas who took our course on climate change mitigation in developing countries. And this is what this student says. What I loved most about the course was its comprehensive and practical approach. The hands on assignments and real world examples made the concepts clear and applicable. The course content was engaging, the support from instructors and peers was incredibly helpful. And I appreciate how it has broadened my understanding and equipped me with tools to tackle complex problems in my field. Thank you. So, no wonder that the overall rating that all UP students have given to the Coursera program is a high 4.8 out of 5. In today's talk, I'm going to introduce you to Coursera for Campus, talk about the need for internationalization at home for UP learners, and then give you a glimpse of how Coursera can equip you to the future of work, especially in a world of generative AI, and also give you a sneak peek on how this internationalization can be done by combining international content with regional context. At the end of this presentation, I hope you have a better understanding of the world of virtualization and internationalization through Coursera, and you get motivated to apply for the Coursera license through your respective OIL offices. Now, today's world is not an easy world for working professionals and for graduates who enter the world of work. It is even tougher because you are entering a world of what we call double disruption. There was already a wave of automation that was sweeping every industry, and post COVID, this disruption has really exacerbated, has become worse. In a study that was done by the World Economic Forum during the COVID lockdown and drastic change, it found that 85 million jobs would be displaced by next year, by 2025. 40% of the core skills that workers need to perform in their new roles would change. 44% of the workforce would be operating remotely. I mean, imagine I am coming and addressing all of you who are there in a room. There are some participants who are joining online, and here I am from Bangkok addressing all of you in the Philippines. So every role is having some remote work component that has been added to it, which means that the skills needed to perform in the work are obviously changing. And that's because 84% of employers, now this is a staggeringly high number, 84% of employers are saying that they are going to digitalize more and more work processes, which means the nature of work, the future of work has and will change dramatically in this era of double disruption. As we talk about the first part of my presentation, which is what is Coursera for Campus, let me tell you why we feel Coursera is so timely and why I believe that Coursera certificates can provide UP students not only international career credentials, but do so by giving them the advantage of flexible schedules. In a study we did last year in 2023 on learner outcomes, we found that 77% of learners said learning on Coursera has benefited their career. 28% said that when they took up entry-level professional certificates on Coursera, these are completely online professional certificates, it helped them get a new job. And 30% of unemployed learners were employed after they learned on Coursera, after they acquired international career credentials virtually on Coursera. So clearly, there is a very high positive impact on learner outcomes by learning on Coursera. And Coursera is not just this one platform. Coursera brings together more than 325 university partners as well as industry partners. Coursera stitches them all together in an amazing, really large, and very credible online learning platform for you. It brings together people like Stanford University, Princeton, Yale, University of London, University of Sydney, Carnegie Mellon, Colorado Boulder, University of London, etc. And it also brings together leading companies like Boston Consulting Group, Meta, Google, HubSpot, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Intel, IBM, Intuit, SAP, and so on. And all of these are woven together in a wonderful fabric that brings together an amazing set of credentials that you can acquire. And what kind of form do these credentials take? Many of you would have heard of this word called MOOCs, Massive Open Online Courses. And in 2012 on Coursera, you could find MOOCs, lots of them. Today, you can view Coursera as a comprehensive catalog of content and credentials, but available in stackable formats. Whether you have 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years, there's always one format that you can use to learn on Coursera based on the kind of time that you have. And therefore, I said that there is a lot of flexibility in the schedule that you can get when you're trying to acquire an international flavor to your learning and to your credentials. You can learn very quickly. If you just want to watch a few videos or complete a few lessons, we call them clips. There are more than 200,000 of them if you want just-in-time learning. If you want to pick up a particular tool or a software and just want to understand, say, how to create pivot tables on Google or how to write a short code on RStudio, there are more than 3,400 projects where you can do hands-on learning in less than 2 hours and get a certificate. Of course, we do have the traditional MOOCs or online courses, more than 6,500 of them, which are equivalent to 1 or 2 credits. Of course, your respective OIL offices will advise you on how you can select courses which can also be awarded credit. But otherwise, Coursera has 6,500 courses that you can take. If you want to do deep skilling, then you can look at our specializations. There are more than 800 of them today, which actually are a series of courses culminating in a capstone project, which help you master a particular skilling area. And finally, we have more than 130 professional certificates which are related to job-based skilling requirements. So if you want to apply for a job in design and you want to pick up a skill on UX design, there is a professional certificate for that. If you want to enter the world of digital marketing, there is a professional certificate for that, and so on. And I will show you some of these examples as we go further. Now, why we feel that this trend of acquiring these online credentials is here to stay is because in a study we did called Advancing Higher Education with Industry Micro-Credentials, we did this study last year. We found that students all over the world prefer to enroll in a degree program where there is an opportunity for them to also earn a professional certificate. In fact, 76% students said they are more likely to enroll or be part of a degree program where there were professional certificates available for them to take, especially those that they could also count for credit. And 86% of the students believe that a professional certificate will help them succeed in a job. So what this does is it gives you a degree and it gives you a degree plus plus. So when you enroll in a professional certificate on the Coursera platform, while you're doing your degree within any of the CUs at UP, you get a degree plus plus. You get your grade degree from a UP university, and you also get a professional credential or an industry micro credential from Coursera from any of our industry partners, and that will help you succeed in your job. So that is the premise for saying that 86% learners prefer online learning because of the flexibility it gives them in their learning schedules. Not only women, but also men. Overall, we found that this number was a very high 87% because it tells you you can register, you can enroll, you can learn, you can practice, you can earn the credential all online, all flexibly. So it's not like you have to sit online at a particular time. You can do it at any point of time. It's extremely affordable because of our partnership with OIL. And also it helps you learn anytime, anywhere. Last year, we released a global skills report, and there we found that Filipino students are really prolific digital learners. Today, we have close to 2 million learners from the Philippines registered on Coursera. 51% of them are women, and 50% of these learners learn on the mobile. But most importantly, see this number which says 253%. Year on year, we saw a 253% increase in enrollments in professional certificates on Coursera. And that's because Filipino students are using Coursera to develop skills that will prepare them for digital economy jobs, either in business, in technology, or data science. And some of the skills that these students are trying to focus on include social media, advertising, graphic design, user experience, computer graphics, big data, SQL, and so on. So, are you ready to enter this world where there is a very high focus on skills based hiring? Just some time back, I mentioned something called a degree plus plus. That's exactly what employers are looking for. There is a focus on saying, I want my students, my graduates to have a great degree, but I also want them to have something which is plus plus, so I can evaluate what kind of skills they have. What you're seeing here on screen, and I hope the screen is visible, are examples of what alumni of UP Los Baños and UPOU are acquiring as credentials as part of their career growth. So, for example, there is this alumni who is currently working with the DST as a project technical assistant, who recently, a couple of years ago, completed a Foundations of Project Management credential on Google. There is a person who is an operations manager who has acquired credentials on artificial intelligence for social impact, also on reasoning, data analysis, and writing from Duke University. Another alumnus of your UP system, who is presently an industrial engineer focused on operations excellence, has acquired business skills through Coursera, through a certificate on leadership through marketing at Northwestern University, and a certificate on introduction to business analytics from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. These are live screenshots of your alumni as found on LinkedIn. So very clearly, alumni of the UP system, especially Los Baños and UP Open University, are acquiring credentials on Coursera for their career growth, which means that everybody is looking at skills-based hiring where a degree is improved or enhanced by micro-credentials. And this is where Coursera comes into the picture. Coursera is your lifelong learning ecosystem that helps you acquire those micro credentials and prepares you for that future of work. Coursera brings together educators, it brings together learners, and we have so many learners, 155 million of them around the world. We have 325 educator and university partners, and then we have institutions like UP Oil with whom we partner. We also partner with a large number of businesses where their employees upskill on Coursera. Government programs use us for workforce and citizen upskilling. And then, of course, university programs. In all, we have more than 7,000 such institutions that we serve on the platform. And we are sitting at the center of this really world-class content. Look at this screenshot of amazing star educators and universities from whom you can learn sitting here in Philippines. You can progress your career by learning from Andrew Ng, who is one of the fathers of modern artificial intelligence, from Robert Schiller, the Nobel laureate who is a professor of economics at Yale University, from Ban Ki-moon, the former UN Secretary General. I mean, the list is endless. And you have access to all of these educators through Coursera sitting within the UP Oil system. So these are the kinds of educators we bring to you. And therefore, one Coursera learner actually said, Coursera is hands down the best online education provider there is out there. So whether you want to take a look at a short video, or you want to reskill for a role through a 6 to 8 month industry certificate, all of these opportunities are available for you today through the Coursera Oil partnership. Don't think Coursera has just content which is technical in nature. It actually has transformational content across 11 domains. And we have a dedicated content management team which keeps looking at what are the trends in each of these domains. And almost one course is added every day on our platform. And therefore, when you look at how you can transform your skills through Coursera, it's not just in these domains, but you can view them across how you can develop fourth industrial revolution and digital skills in any kind of economy, be it the blue economy, which is very relevant for your nation, of course, the orange economy, which focuses on the creative arts, or the green economy. So Coursera can provide a complete solution at a national level for workforce development. So for example, if you're looking at skills which are very tied to the blue economy, right? You can look at hospitality skills on Coursera, soft skills, safety skills, inclusiveness, especially when it comes to tourism, sustainability training, which is also so important for your nation, entrepreneurship and small business training, which is the best way for creating new jobs. Whether they are in this industry of established blue economy or emerging blue economy like offshore wind energy, ocean renewable energy, safety surveillance, marine biotechnology. If you take just the blue economy in current industries within the blue economy, as well as emerging industries within the blue economy, these are the kinds of skills that you can leverage Coursera for so that you are prepared for that economy of the future. Now that you have a fair idea of why Coursera is important and what kind of skills you can build on it, let's go one level deeper and look at internationalization at home for UP learners. So Coursera for Campus for you can be viewed as a very sustainable, scalable way to get international exposure. And I'm going to help you look at it in two lenses. The first value proposition is, suppose you're planning to go abroad for further studies, then you can further your education options through foreign degree pathways that are possible on Coursera. The second value proposition is, like I said, build international industry professional certifications, industry micro credentials, and that will help you get better jobs. So both of these are good ways for you to get internationalization at home. Let's focus on this first value proposition where we are talking about foreign degree pathways through Coursera courses. And here are some examples, right? Students today can complete Coursera courses and specializations that will give them direct credits or eligibility towards an international degree. You can either look at it as credit transfer or progress transfer or admissions pathway. And these are some of the universities which provide these pathways: University of London, Macquarie, University of Michigan, University of Illinois, HEC Paris, Imperial College London, University of Colorado, Boulder, and so on. So what does this mean is, depending upon the university and the kind of degree pathway they have constructed, when you complete certain specializations, industry certificates, or MOOCs on Coursera, you can either directly earn college credit, or the work that you do within those courses on Coursera and the assignments that you complete could count towards a degree course. That means it will be like a partial progress transfer towards a credit-based course, or it could be considered as an admissions pathway. That means completing these courses will help you in your admittance into a degree program based on your performance. So be it credit transfer, progress transfer, or admissions pathway, you can now complete courses and specializations on Coursera that will help you if you're planning to study abroad in some of these universities that you see over here. Here is an example. If you complete the specializations which are from Macquarie University, like numerical and digital literacy specialization, if you complete this, then there is an associated pathway towards the global MBA program that Macquarie runs. Another example is with University of Colorado, Boulder. Students who complete 3 courses from a particular pathway, either statistics or computer science, if they get a 3.0 GPA, that means 80% or higher, they will get admittance into Colorado Boulder's Master of Science in Data Science degree, and they will get 10% of their credits waived because of having completed those specific courses that are published on the website. So without having to apply specifically, you can choose either their statistics pathway on the Coursera platform or their computer science pathway on the Coursera platform. Complete those 3 courses, and that will give you admittance into their online degree, their master's degree. Another example is when Google Professional Certificate is integrated for credit as part of certain degrees. So there are certain colleges like University of Illinois, which will award direct credit if you complete the Google Professional Certificate. The IT Professional Certificate, for example, is credit eligible at the University of Illinois. So if you complete that certificate and if you apply to the University of Illinois for their degree, then the credits that they award for the Google Professional Certificate can be waived off because you've already completed it on Coursera. In addition to degree pathways, the second value proposition is how you can use industry professional certificates to build up your resume as you enter the future of work. Now, when you look at your resume, right, tomorrow's jobs require not just your degree, not just some technical skills, they also require human and digital skills. There was a study done by Burning Glass Technologies and the Business Higher Education Forum, which was titled The New Foundational Skills of the Digital Economy. And what this says is that you need human skills, which are soft skills, social, creative, critical thinking skills. Then you need digital building block skills, which are data analysis, software development, understanding information security. And then there are business enabler skills, which look at project management or business process or data communication and so on. So how can you build all of these skills on Coursera? Let's look at some of the soft skills. Whether you want to pick up the art of storytelling, we have a course. Or possibly you want to look at critical thinking. There's a great course from the University of Michigan called Mindware, Critical Thinking for the Information Age. If you want to look at teamwork or leadership skills, there is a very popular course on high performance collaboration, leadership, team, and negotiation that you can look at. Or there's a course on negotiation from the Yale University. If you're looking at resilience or learning, then one of our most popular MOOCs is Learning How to Learn by Dr. Barbara Oakley, and so on. So these are human skills. We also spoke about digital readiness, digital skills, which means that do you understand how to maintain your profile, your digital presence? Do you understand what is digital safety? Do you have basic data literacy? Do you understand how to code, basic coding skills? Do you know how to use basic office productivity software, what we call workspace tools like MS Office, Google Suite, social media platforms, etc.? Now, for each of this, there are some great content pieces that we have, either from companies like IBM, Google, Meta, Salesforce, or from universities like the State University of New York, University of Michigan, etc., that focus on basic coding, basic digital information literacy, and so on, which will make you digitally ready so that when you apply for a job with your degree in your specific subject area, the employer knows that this is a digitally savvy expert, digitally savvy subject matter expert. Now, these kinds of digital readiness courses are also available on Coursera. Of course, everybody requires basic business skills. We call them the enabling skills. You need to understand strategy. You need to have a basic understanding of what it means in marketing and sales, basic finance understanding, human resources, communication. Some of you may need research and design kind of skills, etc. Now, for all of these business enabling skills, also, we have some great courses from Yale, Kellogg, INSEAD, the top Ivy League schools from US and Europe. All of these are also available for you should you choose to focus on business enabling skills through your Coursera program. And then, of course, I know at UP Los Baños, there are lots of engineering and technical programs. So if you're focused on software engineering, cloud computing, cyber security, or any other emerging technologies where the number of jobs are also changing rapidly and also increasing in volume, there are so many courses that you can look at. And what you're seeing on screen is a sample. Of course, if you are interested, then all of these details on which courses are for which kind of technology will be made available through the OIL office later. So you don't have to make notes right now because I'm not sure if the screen is very clear to all of you. But this catalog is something which gets regularly updated, and that's because the speed at which technology changes, it's very important for us also to keep our certifications valid, to keep our content up to date. So these kinds of courses are also things that you can look at for acquiring on Coursera. So in summary, we spoke about human skills, digital skills, enabling skills, which you all need, and also technology skills. All of these can be acquired on Coursera. Of course, I've been speaking a lot about professional certificates, and I know that there is a lot of talk about industry micro credentials. Now, we have lots of professional certificates that are there on the Coursera platform today for software, IT, data, and business roles. And the most important thing is some of these have a credit recommendation from the American Council for Education as well as the European Credit Transfer System. What this means is some of these certificates where you see either an ECTS logo or an ACE logo. ACE stands for American Council on Education and ECTS is the European Credit Transfer System. If you say complete an IBM data analyst certificate on Coursera, you can go and present that certificate in eligible universities in the US or in Europe and say that these have been recognized by your nation's crediting agency as being 2 credit equivalent or 3 credit equivalent. And therefore, I request you to give me credit waiver when I apply to your university for my further studies. And then that university will evaluate and can make the choice to give you that credit waiver. So this is credit recognition. Please, I want to clarify that. Please note, this is not direct credit awarding. The credit awarding comes from the university, but this is credit recognition or credit recommendation, where ACE or ECTS says that we consider this particular IBM data analyst certificate to be eligible as a 2 credit program. And therefore, hey, American University, you can choose to give 2 credits to it because it has our recommendation on it. Now, more importantly, what we are also seeing is that in all of these certificates, the number of enrollments are suddenly increasing. If you recall, I mentioned that last year we saw 253% increase in enrollment in such programs. In fact, even on the OIL platform that we have for Coursera, we are seeing some of Google's database courses being the most popular among UP students. Last year, we also launched some new certificates in areas like supply chain, UX designer, computer vision, project manager, health and retail customer service, payroll specialist, human resource associate, real estate agent, product manager, and so on. So as you can see, we are diversifying the range of certificates that you can acquire on Coursera. We've also announced some new entry-level certificates today, which are a compensation analyst, software developer, game designer, very interesting, data manager, app developer, program manager, and a PR associate by Microsoft. More importantly, and this is the word that is probably making the rounds everywhere, which is generative AI. Today on Coursera, we have launched 8 of our professional certificates with generative AI enhancement, which means that if you are doing a certificate on social media marketing, that certificate also has a module which says how generative AI can help a social media marketer. So we have enhanced all our professional certificates with generative AI-based content as well. And we have lots of new generative AI enhanced professional certificates also coming in. And these certificates are one of the most in-demand certifications on LinkedIn. So if you have or plan to complete a course on Coursera, do not forget to add it to your resume and to your LinkedIn profile. You can do so at the click of a button. I mentioned generative AI, so let me briefly talk about Coursera and the future of work in an era of generative AI. AI is viewed by many including all of us in the education world, as a disruptor. I mean, we view it with a kind of, skeptical optimism, right? I mean, we know it might do good, but right now, right here, we think it's going to disrupt things drastically. How can we change that view to say that, hey, it is a disruptor, but it is also a massive, massive enabler? This is Coursera's point of view. AI disrupts jobs, but actually enables a new era of teaching and learning. So it requires us to upskill constantly. So if you were a social media marketer, today you need to be a social media marketer who knows how to take advantage of generative AI to create content. It also requires reskilling. Suppose you knew how to use Microsoft Excel in a particular way or Microsoft PPT in a particular way. Now you need to know how to use its generative AI component within the software. So it requires a lot of upskilling and reskilling to manage the new jobs that are coming in. The way we are using Coursera as an enabler is to say is, can we use AI to create equal access to quality content? That means to use AI for translation of content from English. Many of us, including me, although we speak English, we are taught in English, English is not our native language. So can we use AI to translate courses so that they can be more accessible for people in our nations? Personalized tutoring. When we learn online, sometimes we do feel isolated, saying, I really didn't understand this, but I don't know who to ask my doubts. Can we use generative AI for personalized tutoring? Can we use generative AI to create custom training content? Hey, I like this content on Coursera, but the Philippines context is different. So I want to take a piece of Coursera, add some Philippines context, and create a new course. That's possible today with generative AI. And of course, we are also being educators ourselves. We are also looking at how we can use generative AI to improve academic integrity through proctoring and assessments. But that is out of scope for today's session. I will focus on the first three, which is machine translation, coach for personal tutoring, and course builder, which helps you mix Coursera content with your own regional content. Now, this is coach. Okay, we can turn learners into achievers with coach. And I thought that I will actually show you how this looks by going to a particular course. Now, let's say I'm an engineering student and I've enrolled in this course on material science. So I have logged into the course, I'm going through the content, and here is this lecture which talks about categories of engineering materials. And this person is talking about ionic bond, metallic bond, and covalent bond. And I really don't understand it. So what will I do? This is coach. Okay, you see this small icon over here? This is coach. Now I can ask coach saying, explain ionic bond. Or I can be creative and I say, explain the difference. And this is all live, okay? So this is not a recorded demo. Explain the difference between ionic bond and chemical bond with a sports metaphor, because I'm a sports enthusiast and I understand better that way. If you're not able to see the screen, coach is currently saying, I'm thinking. And here is its response, right? It is saying, imagine a basketball team where players are atoms. In a chemical bond, the players on the team work together and pass the ball to each other, forming a strong bond. On the other hand, an ionic bond is like a game of tug of war. Two teams are pulling on opposite ends of the rope. And it goes on to explain all of this in detail to me. Now, suppose I am not very comfortable with English. I'm going to type something in Tagalog, which is basically the same question, but I've typed it in Tagalog. I can't read it, but let me see. I haven't tested it out, so I'm crossing my fingers and I'm hoping that coach responds well. And it did. It's actually explaining metallic, covalent, and ionic bond in Tagalog to me using a sports metaphor. And I think this is absolutely transformational in terms of how a platform like Coursera can take advantage of generative AI and make learning fun. This is the power of coach. There are multiple other things that you can do. All you need to do is apply for the license through your respective oil offices, enroll in the course, and you can really learn with a generative AI coach on the side for you. And this coach is what will turn you from a learner into an achiever. Also, please note that this has been developed using Coursera's responsible AI principles and our pedagogical best practices. So the chances that this coach will hallucinate is very low because the coach has been trained to answer content based on the material present inside the online course. I also spoke about taking bits of content from Coursera, bits of content from your own UP faculty, and creating a blended course. That is possible today using a technology called Coursera Course Builder. And this will simplify custom course creation to help the course authors save time. So you can build online courses and assessments very quickly. We are told it brings down the time to create a fresh online course by up to 75%. And I'm sharing it here because I know there might be UPOU participants as well. And some of you may be looking at creating your own content. So you can include global guest experts in your course. So you say, I am building a course, but I'm going to take this one module from a Coursera course because I like what that global expert is saying. And I mix and match content from Coursera's content library. I will take a course from University of Michigan and I'll take a video from IBM and I'll upload mine and I'll create a fresh new course. And you can do all of this once again using Course Builder. And I will show you a quick example of how that will look as well, if there is time. But let me move on to this. This is one illustration that I have on how you can combine Coursera's catalog with UP's expert content to create a global and regional online course. So here is an example course on sustainable tourism. Let's say we have Chancellor Mel from UPOU. Ma'am has given a video, and after that there are videos from Coursera content, and then once again followed by some material from UPOU. Imagine this coming in as a course for you. So this is the kind of possibility that is there using Coursera's Gen AI technology. And because I brought up Chancellor Mel, she has been a source of inspiration in terms of the groundbreaking work she's done with micro-credentials. I want to leave you with this quote from her, which says that micro-credentialing is a pivotal pathway to help learners not only in building their skills, but also to address the long-standing challenges in the workforce in the country. Now, although I am from Coursera and I am telling you how Coursera can be a source of micro-credentials, the message that you should be taking away is that micro-credentials, whether they are acquired online, virtually, through platforms like UPOU or Coursera, or if they are industry certificates that you're acquiring, this is the in thing that is in demand all over the world. So make sure you prioritize your learning experience by saying that you can sit here within the beautiful UP system and you can enhance your own resume, your own skill sets by acquiring micro credentials virtually, internationally, all through programs like Coursera. And I would like to leave you with this short message for inspiration. So my message to you is start your international learning journey at UP on Coursera and learn without limits. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ramya of Coursera. I hope our UPOU and UPLB students become more empowered to actively explore virtual education and internationalization here at home. As we approach the end of the program, it is my honor to call on stage our Chancellor, Dr. Melinda D.P. Bandalaria, to close this momentous event.
So, magandang hapon sa ating lahat. It is a pleasure, a privilege to be here with you and deliver. Ako pala yung magko-close, ano. Ma'am, Director, ABP, of course, Aimee, maraming salamat. First time mo ba sa OU? Hindi, first time mo sa OU, kakainin ng lupa yan. Bigyan ng jacket yan. Oo. Sino bang nandito na pwede magbigay ng jacket kay ABP Aimee? Of course, we've been working closely together, OIL, the Office of International Linkages. We've been working closely not only for this different programs of OIL, UP OIL, but also most recently our UP Binta. Yung, kung alam niyo po yung Binta, kung naririnig niyo yun, yung Binta galing sa kanila yon. I cannot. Sa'yo ba? Kanino? Sino nag-ano ng Binta? Oo, ayan, sila yan. Oo. We cannot claim ownership to the word Binta because it's really from oil, and we really believe that it represents what the flagship program Odell is all about. So we really give credit to oil for that UP Binta which we are implementing now. So siguro una sa lahat, thank you OIL for making UPOU as the venue for this roadshow. Ano, sabi nila, this is the flagship roadshow of UP OIL, and which they call HALINA. O, diba? Harnessing linkage opportunities. Kailangan ko magkaroon ng kodiko. Ano? Kasi baka, anong oras na? Alas 3? Alas 3. Alas 4 matatapos tayo. Oo. So sabi nung term, halika, harnessing linkage opportunities for knowledge advancement. So halika. Again, thank you for making UPOU as the venue for this roadshow, because for me, when I look at the program and when the intent of the roadshow, and really making us be more aware of the different activities or initiatives under OIL, tapos ginawa sa OU, it is also sending a message that we are re-articulating what internationalization is all about. So it is high time, but we already considered it naman na re-articulated, but this time we are re-emphasizing it, that the old notion of internationalization is no longer the only way by which we can implement internationalization. And by holding this roadshow here at UPOU, it is also sending that message that internationalization can be powered by modern information and communication technologies and can be done online, as what has been clearly explained by our resource person from Coursera. Yung kasi just last week, nagkaroon kami syempre ng mahabang diskusyon tungkol sa micro-credentialing. And I was trying to explain it in the same way that that lady was explaining it on the different models of micro-credentialing. So siguro sabihin ko sa kanila, pakinggan nyo na lang yung sinasabi ng Coursera, because that's also the bottom line of the different models of micro-credentialing that we want to implement here at UPOU. So I am also a firm believer, and nakuha ko rin naman ito doon sa website ng OIL long time ago when I was studying the Move Up, yung mga different programs under OIL, that when we do the internationalization, it's not just all about the academic content. It's not just all about academic undertaking. But when we participate in all these initiatives, we are also bringing with us the culture. Yung kultura natin bilang Pilipino, kasama natin yan dito sa mga exchanges na ginagawa natin. We are learning, immersing do sa kultura ng kapartner natin, but at the same time, nag-i-immerse din sila do sa kultura natin. Now, the challenge for us is now that we are re-articulating our internationalization model, how are we going to translate this cultural aspect of internationalization
into the online platform. Oo. Language, of course, is there kasi pwede naman tayong makipag-usap using the language. Pero ano pa? Ano ang pagkain, 'di ba? Usually pagkain. Natawa nga ako, I mean, ito isang ginawa to ni na Meg eh. Of course, everyone knows Meg, ano. Noong last year, Meg, when we were asked to do a video presentation in an event, yung meron kasi kami tinatawag na OU5, yung 5 open universities na working together in a research collaboration about open distance learning, Asian culture, etc. So one of the activities, magsi-sharing. So Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia, and then Philippines. So gumawa ka daw ng video na magpapakita ng kultura ng Pilipinas, halimbawa. So sila din. Ang ginawa ni na Meg, puro pagkain. Puro pagkain yung nilagay nila. Eto pa, puro baboy. Puro baboy. Sabi namin, naku, may mga Muslim yung mga. So doon, later lang nila na-realize na, oo nga, ano, puro Muslim, marami palang Muslim doon sa ating mga culture. So ngayon, when we were preparing, kasi we will be hosting it, thanks nga pala, ma'am, thank you, because you approve our request for funding for this event that we will be holding. This is the research summit. So there's the funding also from oil. So this time, when we were preparing for this event, which we will be hosting in November, sabi tuloy nitong mga pwede ba make sure na halal yung pagkain namin? Because we are also speaking our culture when we do this collaboration, when we do this internationalization. But then again, we have to really make sure that we are maximizing the affordances of modern ICT so that when we do the internationalization online, we are also integrating our culture into the experience that we are bringing into the cyberspace. So yung siguro the challenge, but the thing is, and what makes it more interesting is that we are making internationalization more inclusive and more accessible, more available to many, no? Hindi na lang yung pwedeng umalis, yung may funding or kung may available funding. With this rearticulation of internationalization, kahit nandito ka lang at hindi ka makaalis, you can still avail yourself of this being part of the internationalization program of the university. So what we are trying to say here is that we are doing it with the help of modern ICTs using the online platform, just what was explained earlier in that Coursera video, but it is not diminishing the impact or the outcome of what we hope to achieve through this internationalization activities. In fact, if I may say, syempre advocate ako ng online learning, if I may say, we are adding more skills to the experience as what also explained in that video, yung mga digital skills na yan, digital literacy, all those things. When you do it that way, then you are also somehow learning those skills that are very essential or critical as we go to that yung stage ba, yung digital era na sinasabi natin, especially in this stage ng AI. Sabi nga nila AI generation na tayo ngayon. So siguro ako, ang term na ginamit was halika, okay, come here, yun ang kanilang explanation. But I would like to add another word, and that is join, halika, at sumali. I think that was the intent of this event, that was the intent of this program, to inform us of what is happening, where can we be part of. Ano yung pwede? Kasi hindi lang naman isa yung programa, napakaraming programa ng oil, saan tayo pwedeng sumali? Saan natin makikita yung sarili natin? So ang sabi nila, halika, ako dadagdagan ko, at tayo ay sumali. So muli, salamat ma'am, mga sirs. Thank you very much again for making UPOU as the venue for this very important event. Maraming salamat sa mga naririto ngayon. Halika at sumali na tayo. Pagka micro-credentialing, hindi ko alam kung Hindi ko matandaan yung sinabi niya, kung sinabi ko nga yun. But then again, yes, we are very much into micro-credentialing. We offer our own micro courses. Siguro si Xion, oo. Pag tinanong niyo si ChatGPT, marami yung sasabihin tungkol sa akin. Oo, pero hindi ko alam kung nag-hallucinate na siya. But then again, the bottom line is the same. The bottom line of what that lady was saying was also what I would like to say about online learning, about internationalization. So let us be part of whatever program of oil that will suit us. So muli, maraming salamat. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat.
Thank you, Chancellor Bandalaria, for sharing your insights on internationalization from the context of open and distance e-learning. Allow me to also express our gratitude through a certificate of appreciation that reads, for sharing their time and expertise as a speaker at the HALIKA 2024 Roadshow Harnessing Linkage Opportunities for Knowledge Advancement, given this 15th of October 2024, CCDL Auditorium, UP Open University, Las Bañas, Laguna, Philippines. Before we leave, allow me to acknowledge the presence of those who made this event possible. The educational media production headed by Deputy Director Lexter Mangubat and his wonderful team. Acknowledging UP Oil Systems partners, the Office of International Linkages Las Bañas, headed by Director Ana Fermalino, and our partners at the UPOU Office of the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, coordinated by Ms. Margaret Hermine Suarez. And that's a wrap. Thank you for watching via live stream. And for those who are attending on-site and online via Zoom, please wait until the end for a photo opportunity. Maraming salamat po. This has been Danica Salcedo and have a great rest of the day.